Hello everyone, my name is Doodle Grill, and welcome to my first ever video on Roblox Five Nights Tower Defense. Now this is a game I started playing a few days ago, but I never really thought about making videos on it. But I wanted to make one today because I got something very rare in this game. So if you did not know, this game has a season pass, which I bought. And when you go through all the levels, and at max level, you get Phantom Puppet and Phantom Cupcake. And obviously a lot of people have Phantom Puppet, but what I got was, I got Shiny Phantom Puppet. If you don't know how Shiny works in this game, it's like when you get a unit, there's a small chance for it to become shiny. So the fact that I got this, here, look, 72 exist. In the entire world, 72 of that unit exist, and I have one of them. Keep in mind, this game has like 20,000 players. So today, I was just going to do a little showcase of this unit and how it is, and I also have Phantom Balloon Boy, who some people might want to see, so I'm just going to be showing off a ton of the Phantom units. We'll see how far a whole bunch of the Phantom units can get in Endless together. We're just going to be doing all Phantom units. So we have my Shiny Phantom Foxy with Speed 3. He's pretty good. For a starter unit, he's very good. He's got he's got like 75 damage with the 25%. But yeah, we're gonna do Shiny Phantom Puppet. We'll do probably Phantom Chica. No. Let's do Phantom Balloon Boy, then Phantom Gold Freddy, and then Phantom Cupcake. So this is gonna be the Phantom team that we're gonna be taking into Endless, and we're gonna see how far they can get. No endos for support, nothing like that. Just these 5 Phantoms, and we'll see how far they can get. And especially this Phantom Puppet is very good at like max level. It has like 2,500 DPS, I believe, and it has piercing, so it goes through a whole bunch of enemies. So yeah, a lot of this video is probably going to be sped up, just because obviously watching me play Endless mode isn't going to be very fun, or it's going to be a lot of skipping. I'm trying to just make this quick video. If you want me to play this game more, I will happily, or make videos on it more. I'm going to keep playing it either way. But yeah, when Springtrap comes out, like when you can finally get that, I'll probably make a video on him, so you guys can see what Springtrap's like, if you won't be able to get him. So yeah, starting off the game, if you're starting with Phantom Foxy, you need to quickly skip the first 2 or 3 waves in order to get $800. It gets very close. They're going to get like right to the end, but you'll be able to. So yeah, I'll probably be skipping most of this, like I said, because I mean, how interesting could it be really to sit here and watch me play a game, like play the boring early start of the game. I'll like show you guys the towers as I place them down. Here's Phantom Foxy with the Shiny and Speed 3. He's got 75 damage and 0.7 attack rate, so he's pretty good. Next up, I'll go ahead and show you Phantom Cupcake. This one is from maxing out the free season pass. Here's what it looks like with Withered. It has 125 damage, 18.8 range, and a cooldown of 0.75. So obviously, I mean, when you get it, getting a decent enchant like Withered on it should be pretty easy. Also, it's a very large cupcake. It's like nearly as large as me. And then, most of you guys have probably already seen Withered, well, the good old Phantom Golden Freddy. I was surprised they even made him a tower, considering in FNAF 3, I'll put up a screenshot if I can find it, but he's only an Easter egg. He only appears just sitting next to you in the office. He's not like an actual enemy. So it surprised me a bit that they chose to make him, but I'm glad that he's here. He's a cool unit. So we're just going to start off early, getting some of these. Also, fun fact, Phantom Balloon Boy is the first ever nuke-type tower. So he's like an AoE, but he hits an absolutely humongous area, which is very good for late game. So I'll go ahead and try and show him to you guys next. And I want to see, let's see here, we have 4, that's 8, that's 12, 15. Okay, well, you'll be able to place all of them. If you didn't know, in Endless mode, you can only place a max of 20 units. So, also here's Phantom Golden Freddy for those of you who want to see him. With my Withered on him, he has 250 damage, 18.8 range, and a 1.125 cooldown. So there's that. And yeah, we're just going through it now. 1 second. Alright, that went away. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Next up, we'll try and place down a Phantom Balloon Boy. I was very lucky to get Puppet's Nightmare on Phantom Balloon Boy. I got it on him very fast. I might re-roll off Withered on my Phantom Puppet to try and get Puppet's Nightmare, or even a Shadow if I got really lucky. If you guys don't know, Withered is 25% damage, 25% range, and 25% attack rate, and Puppet's Nightmare is 50% range and 50% attack rate, like as a bonus. So... and then Shadow is 100% damage and 25% range. But yeah, as you can see, look, Phantom Baby's gonna shoot it like this, and it's gonna kill all the way back to here, ready? Look at this area. That is absolutely crazy. Especially considering that like, blast, it's like that large. So it'll be hitting stuff on other tracks, he will clear out waves for you of weak enemies. Now with my Puppet's Nightmare, he starts with 900 damage, 22.5 range, and 3.5 damage. So that would normally be 600 damage. And a lot of people say that Phantom Balloon Boy is not very good. And in my opinion, I'm kind of mixed about him. On one hand, I do think he's a strong unit who can do a ton of damage, but I think compared to Withered Bonnie, who was the secret from the presence of last season, he is nowhere near as good. Withered Bonnie was insane from what I saw. I actually never got him. But yeah, next up I'll try and place down the Phantom Puppet for you guys. This is what he looks like. And it's kind of crazy that this is a 1 in 72. So yeah, that's something that you're probably not going to be able to see very much. So I'm glad I could showcase it for you all today. I'm going to get obviously a thumbnail shot with that and all that, just to try and get a good look for him. Should probably move Phantom Balloon Boy so he can be in the spotlight. Here we go. And this is him. Phantom Puppet starts with, of course with Withered, he starts with 781.3 damage, 18.8 range, and 1.5 cooldown. But yeah, just look at this piercing. It's shooting people all the way over here on that track. So that should be a good demonstration of just how ridiculous it is. Now keep in mind, I actually think that Phantom Cupcake is going to be the more useful of the two from the maximum tier, unless you're doing endless, because Phantom Cupcake is a very good starter. I mean, this is like... I can try and do the math on that DPS real quick. Let's see while we let the waves go by. I'm going to quickly calculate what Phantom Cupcake's base DPS is with Withered. So, if you don't know, if you want to calculate the DPS of something, it's pretty simple. Just take their damage and divide it by their attack speed. So, in this case, we take 125 divided by 0.75, which tells us that Phantom Cupcake's base damage with Withered is 166 DPS, which is pretty good in my opinion. Then, obviously, something like Phantom Puppet is going to be hindered by the attack speed, so if we take 781.3 and divide that by 1.5, we get 520 DPS piercing as the base damage on Shiny Withered Puppet, which in my opinion is pretty crazy. I don't know what the base DPS is on the other two piercing units, the regular Puppet and then 7C's Foxy. I'll look them up if I can, or if I can find like a screenshot from a video, I'll show you guys just to compare. But the fact that this one's like you guaranteed get it at the end of the season pass is pretty crazy. So yeah, this guy definitely worth it. His DPS is ridiculous. Now, of course, me getting Withered on him definitely helps that DPS go up a lot, and obviously it's a range buff too. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just try and place everything down now. We'll start upgrading it all later. So yeah, I'd say Phantom Cupcake is just like a slightly better version of Phantom Foxy. The only downside is that it has a way larger hitbox. Also, if anyone out there cares, I think that they need to rework Spring Bonnie from the start of the season pass. It is literally just Endo, the Endo that you get from this, that Endo, it's just called Endo, but it's technically Endo 001. It is literally just that, but worse in every way. It costs 1,500, whereas Endo costs 1,000. It has a smaller damage multiplier, a huge hitbox, and it does not stack with Endo, if you're wondering. The damage multiplying does not stack. So there's literally no point to Spring Bonnie in the game right now, because you can get a better version of him very easily, because trust me, clearing Wave 100 in this was not very hard. I did it back when I only had one Bonnie, and then like Freddy's and Chica's, and I was able to do it. So yeah, they definitely need to rework that, because that unit is trash right now, and you have to pay to get it. So it better get a rework, because it deserves to be way better than it is. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and place down our second Phantom Puppet, and I think we're gonna go ahead and cut to when I get everything all upgraded. I'll show you what wave I'm able to like afford to max one of these guys out. Oh yeah, also I should probably talk about cost. In terms of cost, the Phantom Puppet isn't too bad. It's 15,000 for buying it, and then 17,000, 20,000, and 25,000 for the 3 upgrades. Then Phantom Cupcake is very cheap. It's 1,400, 1,800, 2,500 on top of a base 1,000. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording, and I'll cut to when everything's all upgraded. I'll show you what everything's looking like, and then I'll cut to the end when we die. Alright. And welcome back, everyone. We were able to completely max out everything on just about wave 59. So this is everyone maxed out. I'm going to do a couple calculations so you can know what everyone else's maxed out damage per second is. So Shiny Withered Phantom Puppet at max level, we take 1718.8, and then we divide that by 0.75, and we end off with an insane 2,291 damage per second. That's piercing. And keep in mind there's 2 of them, so that actually becomes 4,500. That's piercing, which is, in my opinion, very good. If I brought my Endos with me, the Shiny Hawaii Endo and the Shiny Normal Endo, these guys would easily have like over 5,000 DPS together. That's piercing, which is nuts. Next up, Puppet's Nightmare Withered Balloon Boy, who has 1,500, which we do 1,500 divide by, what's that rate say? I can't see it. Divided by 3. No, I don't need to do the math on that. It's 500. So, it's going to be 500 for these guys. 1 second. 500 on Phantom Balloon Boy, and keep in mind they do it in a huge radius, and there's 3 of them, so it's about 1,500 DPS across the 3 of them in a huge area, which obviously that does not even stand up to Puppet at all. These guys are doing like 4,000 together. These 3 are doing 1,500. I'm starting to see why people don't like this one, because even with my Puppet's Nightmare on it, it's not very good. Next up, we move on to the Cupcake. Good old Phantom Cupcake with 312.5 divided by 0.75 assumes a rate of 416 damage per second, which, since there's 4 of them, it's actually about 1,600 damage per second. Damn, these guys have just as much DPS as the Balloon Boys. That's kind of sad. So the Balloon Boys are only going to be good against big swarms. They're not going to be good for taking on a boss, because they don't have very much DPS. And then lastly, the Phantom Foxy, who's shiny with speed 3. We take 250, and then we divide by 0.525. Weird number. And we get 476 DPS, which actually isn't bad if we do times 4. They actually have slightly more DPS than the cupcakes do. They have 1,904 DPS altogether. So yeah, this is 5 of the Phantom animatronics. Oh my gosh, I just realized I didn't even place down any of the Withered Golden Freddies. I am so sorry about that, everyone. I did not realize that. Hold up, let me place these guys down. Alright, it'll take a bit longer to max out than I said earlier. I'm so sorry, that was a huge mistake on my part. Alright, let's max these guys out. Withered Golden Freddy is very good in my opinion. If you need to grind lower levels and kill the bosses fast, use this guy with an endo and he will destroy. So with Withered Golden Freddy, well, Phantom Golden Freddy, my bad, is going to do 687.5 divided by 0.75 again. Meaning that he will have 916 DPS on his own, and since you can have 4 of these guys, that means they have almost 4,000 DPS altogether when maxed out, which is very healthy DPS. The only thing that makes the puppets better is the fact that they have piercing, so they can do that to a whole row of enemies, whereas these guys, they can only shoot one guy at a time. So yeah, that is the full team of 5 different Phantom animatronics all placed down. I'm gonna cut the recording again, and I will cut back to when it is all done, and we'll see what wave they get to. Hello everyone, just a quick update. They've hit wave 170, and they're not really having any problems so far. And look, you watch his zombie endo, he's got 14,000 health, he just gets destroyed. And keep in mind, since Balloon Boy and the puppets have multi-hit damage, they're not going to struggle with swarms. But yeah, just a quick little update. I'll probably check back in at 200. Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. We have now hit wave 200, which is pretty insane considering that these guys are unbuffed. It's just a whole bunch of phantoms. They haven't even really struggled too much yet. In case you're wondering why I had the auto clicker open, it was just to automatically click the skip wave button, so I didn't have to sit here and click it myself, just to make it go by faster. Oh, why did they add that? But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and sit here. Usually, my defenses fail around wave 210-ish. I once got to 215 when I first got this guy, which was earlier today. But let's see, wave 203. Keep in mind that the enemies that they're fighting right now have 25,000 health, and they're just ripping them apart. And that's 4 of them. That's 100,000 HP coming at us. But just look at this, because of the piercing, they're hitting multiple of them at the same time. It's so good. So if you're wondering if it's worth it to grind the season pass for the Phantom Puppet, it is absolutely worth it. This unit is great. Of course, I was very, very lucky to get it shiny. That is super, super rare. And getting Withered on it was also great. But I think that even without shiny, this unit would be amazing. It's got great damage, it's piercing, it's fast, unlike the marionette, the normal puppet tower, so you don't have to worry about it missing a shot or shooting poorly, because it's gonna just fire again right away. Keep in mind, even without Withered on this thing, it'd be attacking once every second. So, yeah, it's insane. I think this tower is so worth it to get. But yeah, we're probably gonna fail soon. As you can see, these zombie endos are starting to get really far, to the point where the foxies are starting to hit them. Also, if you're wondering, the cupcakes animation is pretty glitchy, so they kind of just stare at stuff. It still does damage, but they just, like, stare them to death. So I think that's pretty funny. But yeah, this Phantom team is actually pretty crazy good. I mean, that's wave 210, and that's where I usually fail with, like, Shadow Freddy and stuff. But yeah, at the end of the season, when I get Springtrap, I will go ahead and do a showcase for him as soon as I can, because Springtrap is... If you didn't know, of course you didn't know, Springtrap is my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's character. I always thought his design was super cool and his story was super cool. I mean, obviously murdering kids is not something I think is cool, but I don't know, I just think he's a cool character. So yeah, when he comes out, I will do a showcase of him, because he's going to be the season's Shadow Tower. The season's Nightmare Tower, my bad. And yeah, we're about to lose. Is the zombie endo going to make it? I think he... No, he didn't. Will this one? Come on. No, there. Alright, well, that was Shiny Phantom Marionette. As you can tell, I was, like I said, super lucky to get this guy. He is just super rare. Only 72 exist now, and it's been like an hour. Then that was also Phantom Cupcake, if you want to see what that's like, Phantom Balloon Boy. And yeah, let me know if you want me to do a review on anything else. See, there's Phantom Chica. I think they need to rework the Amalgam Tower, because it sucks. Also, yes, that's how you pronounce it. It's Amalgam. It's the short version of the word amalgamation. So yes, it's Amalgam. But yeah, I think they need to rework that tower. It absolutely sucks right now. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. This has been Doodle Grill. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And yeah, bye-bye.